Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I just want to introduce our 1988 FJ62. We've had this for 23 years. We actually purchased it here in San Diego County 23 years ago when our daughter was like 6 months old, and she's almost 24, so that's how long we've had her. I'm just gonna do a walkthrough with you guys and show you everything that's been done to this vehicle. It's had a lot done to it over the last couple and a half, probably 3 years, with an LS3 swap and some different things like that. But I just want to walk you guys through and actually show you what we've done to this car. It's been a labor of love. It's a hate-love relationship, and I just want to show everybody what we've done. I can't take credit for all the work. I worked with Jason up at Trail Tailor. If you're on I Hate Mud and you're into the 60 series, you'll know who Jason is. But some of the minor stuff I've done, but there's a lot of stuff that, you know, it's a 30-year-old vehicle, and you're, you know, swapping out the old motor with, you know, a new motor, new wiring. There's going to be some things that always go wrong with it if you don't replace them. So I'll go through that, what we had to do, and then I'm gonna make a comment about an adapter that you use that connects the transfer case to the transmission. I'm not happy with it, but we'll get into that. So we're gonna be doing some more work on this to get that addressed in terms of from it stop leaking. But yeah, let's get into it. But this is it. This is the 1988 60 series, the FJ62. You know, it's got the square headlights, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's just start on the front end here. So we have an ARB bumper that's specifically designed for this 60 series, and we have a come-up winch on here. So haven't used the winch yet. We haven't got stock, but it's just there in case that happens. We have these toe links. These are from an FJ80. You can order those and they fit right on. They just bracket right in here. So I'll just move down in here, and they just bolted right in. I just got longer bolts and they bolted right in. So the first thing you might want to notice here is that there's no leaf springs on this. Let me readjust this. There's no leaf springs on this. We've had this replaced with an FJ80 suspension. So we have coils in the front and the rear. So this is all FJ80 underneath, which makes it ride a lot better than riding on leaf springs. So if you just go up here, you can see this, the coil over there. Then we move over here and you see the coil over there. So this is just the underneath FJ80. This was done by Trail Tailor up in Redding. So if you want to have this done, he's the guy to do this. It was done very well. So I'll talk about some of the stuff in the back that we did to reinforce the rear end on this. So let's pop back up here. That's the front end. And then I just put this is aircraft wire, and I just ordered it. I think I got it off eBay. I think probably order it now. So I got these a while ago. I just have this to keep trees off of this, but it doesn't really help in terms of something catching onto the snorkel. But I don't know what I'm gonna do about the snorkel, but I'll talk about that when we get to the engine. So what we have here in the front here is the FJ Cruiser rims, and excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, these are 17-inch rims off of an FJ Cruiser, and these are just the Cooper 285 75 R17 tires, which are, I think they're a true 34-inch tire. And then I'm just going to zoom in here, and you can see the suspension in here. So of course we have the coilovers and from the 80 suspension, and then we have the Tough Dog adjustable shocks for a more stiff or a more soft ride. Okay, so let's just go from there. Let's just work our way around the car here. The sliders are from White Knuckle Off-road. Great guy. These were put in before I did the swap on the motor, and they just bolt right. They're bolt on. They're not welded. Let me crawl underneath here and show you that as well. So you can just see right here, they're just bolted on here. And I literally have not had any problems with these. I put these on like 4 years ago and these are solid. And then, you know, while I'm down here, let's just go underneath here. So as you can see, there's the bottom of the oil. There's the oil pan from the LS3. You have the control arms here for the suspension. Then it comes back here to the part of the transmission, the pan, and then we have the new Toyota transfer case here. That's a 60 series transfer case. And then you can see this is what Jason put together in terms of the bracket that holds the transmission to the frame. And it's very well done, and it's freaking super strong. Super clean welds as always. I mean, anybody who knows Jason's work knows that it's clean. And then we have the master flow system here for the exhaust coming off of the motor. And then we just work our way down here since I'm underneath here. So we have the external fuel pump filter up in here, fuel pump. And then again, we have the suspension on here for the FJ80. So this is it's really nice ride now. It's not as I get a lot better articulation when we're going over stuff, and everything seems to be holding together really well. Nice, super and strong. So that's underneath there. So that's what you kind of work you get. And when I get to the rear, I'll show you what we had to do to beef up the back. Okay, let's pop out here. Sorry about the jiggling of the camera. Let's work our way around here, and then got the rack on top. There's some things I want to do to the rack. I like the rack because it's solid. It's not your low profile like everybody likes, but it's a super tough rack and it holds a lot. And then this is a 3 jerry can holder. I usually have 2 gas cans and a water jug on the back, and then this is the rear tire carrier for this for the back of the car. So yeah, it looks great. This works really well, and I'll open up the back here when we get to this part. But actually, let's just start right there right now. So I'll pull this down, undo this, come over here. So it's got a lock release on it, so it won't swing out right here. So you just gotta pull up on it, twist it, and then you can open it up. And it opens up like that. Come over here. And then we do that, and then we just swing this out. Okay, let's get the rear here. So, what do we have here? So we have an Engel dual compartment refrigerator. I got this DFG Off-road slider for this, which is kind of nice. Just pull up, oops, and then it just slides right out. So we have that, and it's a really good refrigerator. I like it. Just open it up here, and then it just slides right up like this. And I can open this higher, it'll stay up there. So we have the dual compartment, and of course I have stuff in here. And this is hooked up to the dual battery. So great refrigerator. Does it have access to my phone and Bluetooth and all that? No, it doesn't have it. I just didn't feel it was necessary to have that. This is a solid refrigerator. It has very great reviews, and these things literally last forever. So this is off, and then you just turn it on right there, and it's a go. Yep. Turn that off, and then push this back in. Yeah, if you're looking for a slider that's not super expensive, DFG Off-road, yeah, go to them. They're made in the US. I think they come from the East Coast. I'm happy with it. It's a freaking solid product. And it's literally was, I can't remember the price. I'm sure stuff is more expensive now than when I got it. We've had this for probably 3 years. But yeah, it's a solid unit, and I don't feel like it's flimsy. I mean, I have it mounted into this 3/4 2x4. So let's get into that too. So this is just a 2x4 plywood. Sorry about that. So you have underneath here on the carpet, there's you have screws going down into the frame of the body. And what I did is I just removed those screws, got longer screws of the same size. I think they're like 10mm, but I'm not sure. I don't really remember. It's been a long time. And so I just hooked these. There's one here, and there's one up there, and here, and they're hooked into the frame, so this thing doesn't jiggle around and move while you're driving. You don't want that in case if you go over something that's super steep or you get some articulation, all your stuff is going to go flying. And I like the 3/4 board, so I'm trying to build I'm trying to figure out what to use for the space up in here. I know you can get third rail handrails for the third seats that you can put in here. They're somewhere up in there. I just got to find out where they are. I'd like to put some kind of another thing in here so I can have some kind of storage on some kind of like hammock thing up here. But I just got to do some research. I haven't had time. And then we have, let's get into this too. So these are from Jason too, Trail Tailor. These are the rear, the tailgate storage. Goes right in here. This is just an extra fuel pump. We were having some issues that we couldn't figure out what it was, but I have an extra fuel pump and I just keep it in here. The storage in here is okay. I gotta figure out what to actually do in here in terms of the storage. When stuff starts bumping up against this, it's kind of pushes up against this, and you can't really, I don't know, it's really delicate. And these plastic pieces down here, let me zoom down in here and then kind of change the angle here. There's these plastic pieces right here. All of them were freaking broken and they were barely hanging on. Well, what I did is got on I Hate Mud and just asked some people, and there's one down in there. There's that clip down there. If you see that whitish plastic clip going around that rod, they're from Honda, and for some reason they're the same clips. I can't get them from Toyota anymore, but they must have mass produced these things, a company that made them for all the companies, which is kind of nice because I bought a bunch of them and I just put them up into storage, and it's nice. So then we have here, this is just the strap for the gas cans. I just have charger jumper cables here, and then in here we have storage. We have this is just extra storage. You can't really get too much in there because you have all this evap system in here, but you might be able to get some up in there if you need to put a blanket or some kind of storage for emergencies on that back part. And then you have that, and then we have the dog bed here for Scout when he's back here, and then we have all these bungee cords for different things, and then you get in here. Apologize for the camera angle, and this kind of comes right back in here. This is just a rear windshield washer, and I've got the original jack, which I don't use because I don't have any of the parts for it. I do have the original pouch for carrying the tools. I just don't have it in here. I carry a roll, but there's some storage in here. I mean, you can fit some stuff in here. I just haven't decided what to put in there. You just got to make sure it's secure, or it's going to bounce around when you're driving. Okay, these are nice. These are made from Solar Screens out of Australia. I ordered these probably, geez, 3 years ago, easily. They're great. Anybody that owns a Land Cruiser knows this thing's like driving a greenhouse in the summertime. So these really work great for cutting out the sun. So I have them all the way up to the rear passenger and driver side seat there. I just don't have them in now, but if it's summertime, we'll put them in to just minimize the heat in the cab. But these are great. These are really high quality. They're specifically made for the 60 series, or you can get them made for other vehicles. They do make them. And I don't know if you can see this right here, but it's www.solarscreen.com.au. Great. I just ordered them and they are here in about 2 weeks. I just ordered new of these. For some reason, these like to squeak like crazy, so I just ordered some off of Amazon, so those are gonna get replaced. All right, let's just move to the back rear and see how that is and how we're doing here in terms of showing you guys what's going on. So I just folded the rear seat over, so that's the original seat. I have the other seat for where you sit inside the garage. We just don't keep it in here. We don't really use it. But again, there's just a lot of space back here for storage, and it's nice to be able to figure out how to get more storage on this ceiling. I see it all over the place. They make stuff for the FJ60s. I'm sure the 4Runners have it. It's just nice to have that extra storage because it just, you run out of space. I don't want to put everything on top of the car. The rear light up there is LED from Off-road Ironworks, I think. I'll put that in the description. It's been a while since I've ordered it from them, but you know, these are all LEDs, super bright. The original ones are just freaking, they're not bright at all. So I'll climb back in here, and we just, right there, really bright, nice in here, and they're LEDs. They're made for them, and they just work really well. So that's the rear here. Sorry about the camera jiggling around. This is just a cheap aftermarket where we just keep, you know, medicines, air tire pressure, voltmeters. I have an OBD2. All right, let's start that again. That trash truck was annoying. This again is just an aftermarket like seat carrier that's in the back, and it just has voltmeters, you know, medicines, trash bags, air pressure, inflator and deflator, and then we have the OBD2 system here that works pretty well with this. It's not complicated on the motor, but it does work. So that's just the rear, and this is, you know, it's super clean in here. I mean, for an 88. So I'm going to, you've seen the back here, there's a refrigerator, and all right, let's move on to the front. So these are the Corbeau seats. The I guess it's faux leather, they're not real leather, but they're pretty decent. I mean, they're better than the original seats. The original seats were freaking god awful. I mean, I'm sure when they first came out, them and okay, but after 30 years and then getting a used one for the driver's side, because they always ripped out right here, I just decided to freaking it's time to get new seats. And these weren't that much. I think at the time these were running like 500, 600 for the pair. I don't know what they are now. And then here I just keep the fire extinguisher right in here for emergencies. And then let me claw up in here. So we have the Speedhut gauges. So this has a GPS on it for the miles per hour, and then RPMs, and then we have water temperature, volts, oil pressure, and then the trans temperature. And then we'll get down to here. We just have a dual battery system. You know, this is the T-Max. It's super simple and it works really well. You have your charging battery, and then you have your secondary battery here. So it's nice. And then up here, I have a ham radio license, so that's upside down. I have a ham radio license. And this is just a Yaesu APRS radio that we use. And then this is automatic, right? So you have automatic. Oh, this is the OBD2 connector, and then this is an automatic. And then this, we have air, and then we have rear and front lockers. This is geared with 4 8/8s, and that's what we went with for this size of tire, and this size of motor. And then I have a Sony CarPlay system in here. Works. We use that when we go out. And then we also have, Jason put this together for us. It's the center console that is really nice because he made it. It's not something I had to buy and kind of jerry rig to get to work, and it still has a rear heater. He was able to do that for us. We just have it right here, a switch, so the rear heater is still in this. And then it has a lock here, and then we have two nice drink holders here in the center here. Yeah, so it's really nice. And one of the things that you can still get brand new from Toyota is the dash. The dash that was in this before was just, you know, from 1988, and it was cracked over by the speaker over there, and then it was cracked in here. It was just old. I mean, these all cracked out. So yeah, you can still get those. I don't know the price on them then. I think I paid like 500 bucks for it. I'm sure they've upmarked them right now with all the inflation going on and parts availability. But yeah, so, and then I just have this is for my phone. Same type of thing here for the it's a Whiz gear, something off of Amazon, super cheap. I have that for the Yaesu radio. And this here is just to adjust the lights for the Speedhut gauges. Yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a Switch Pro switch, so what I want to do is get some more maybe lights hooked up for this, but I don't know yet. So far it's been pretty good. I don't feel like I really need lights. The headlights on this are freaking god-awful though, so having some exterior lights up on the top up here would be great. And then this is just a shifter. This is a 4-speed transmission. It's nice to have it up high like this. It feels like the I had a 5-speed in this, but that's a different story. Yep, and then you have your high and low, and then your 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive right there. I wanted to get to the rear here. I forgot about this. So California sucks on the smog. You're not able to get a tank larger than your original tank that came in the Land Cruiser, which absolutely doesn't make any sense to me. Unfortunately, we had this thing set up to have a 40-gallon tank in it, and I just couldn't, they wouldn't smog it. And I'll get to that when I show you the engine, because this thing is California smogged. But this is the rear. I just wanted to show you what Jason, you know, after speaking with Jason and concerns about some of the structure back here, we actually added, so you have the coils come up here, and we just had it here, so we decided to add in the extra strength here on both sides of the tower, and then we came across here at the top over to the other tower, and then did the same thing over here. So we have these brackets on front and back, over and back, and it just strengthens the whole thing. It didn't have anything in between here, and we felt that it was a weak point. So we decided, he designed this and shipped it down here, and we had it, I had it welded in down here. So yeah, this is just the rear end. I just want to show you guys that. But yeah, that's one thing that stinks, is I can't get a bigger tank. But that's why I carry the gas cans. Apologies on the shaky camera, I'm laying on my back. All right, here it is. So here's the V8 Chevrolet LS3. This has over 400 horsepower and 400 torque. It's great. It's way more enjoyable than what you would expect out of the old motor. I'm not complaining about the old motor. It was great on flat land, but going up hills was god awful. It frickin' was the worst, and I'm going like 40-45 miles an hour, and it just, nothing helped. So we just decided to do the swap, and it was well worth it to get this done. Jason did a really nice job on this, and it is super clean and it's well done. Everything is freaking organized. All the wiring is nice and neat. Everything's labeled. I have to come back in here and kind of relabel these, because it's, you know, it's been time, 3.5 years. So I go in here and label these. Everything's nice. So we have the starting battery, and then we have the auxiliary battery that's used for the come up winch and the ham radio and the refrigerator. And I don't think there's anything else hooked up to this. The compressor might actually be hooked up to this too. The compressor is for the air lockers. And then we have the FJ80 brake booster. And then we have this awesome FSR, I'm having a brain fart here, this FSR FSR, yeah, let me back up. We have this FSR aluminum radiator here that's great on cooling. So then here we have a fuel gauge for the fuel pump. So you want to run around about between 50 and 60 on that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And this is what I wanted to show you right here. So this is an EROD LS3. So you have to have an LS3 EROD kit. As you can see here in that sticker right there, it's General Motors LLC LS3 6.2 liter V8 EROD kit. And it's California Air Resources Board Executive Order, you know, number D Delta 12632. You need that sticker on there. So this vehicle went to Smog and passed, which was a lot easier than it's a lot easier if you're in areas that don't require all the extra stuff. If you're up north in Redding, I don't think they require as many smogs, but down here in San Diego, you have to get, you know, your tailpipe and all that done. But yeah, so this is basically what we have in terms of the swap. This thing is this thing's fantastic. Way more horsepower, a lot more fun to drive, and definitely, if you're thinking about doing this instead of getting rid of your Land Cruiser, it's well worth it to do it. Especially if you have a clean one. This Land Cruiser has literally been either in, you know, California or Arizona, and there's absolutely, I mean, there's just no rust on here. I mean, this is the fenders on the passenger and driver side, and even underneath there's not rust. There's a little surface rust here and there. Oh, the other thing we got up here is we got the struts for the hood. So much better than using this thing right here, the pull up to the kickstand. So the struts, Jason put these in for us. He was up there. Let's see, the paint is, this is close to what the original color was. It was that lighter, a little bit darker blue than the lighter blue that they came out with for those years, so the FJ62s. We just went ahead and it was on its, it wasn't terrible, but I felt that it was, you know, wanted to do something different. So this is like the Rhino liner, but it's not. It's from, I think it's Genesis. I'll confirm with Jason and I'll put it in the comments. But we had this sprayed on over the other paint, and it's freaking tough as nails. And people might be asking like, oh, does this dirt just stay there and you can't get it off? No, it actually washes right off. I just get a scrub brush and water and a little bit of soap, and it comes right off. All right, so there's a couple things I want to discuss with you guys about the transmission. So the transmission is a 4L65E 4-speed transmission that uses an adapter. And let me just crawl underneath here real quick. So that's the adapter right there. So we're here. So this is the adapter, and I have one in the garage. So that goes from the transmission to the transfer case. These things are terrible. They freaking leak. I don't know. This is the third time we've had this worked on. So I have another adapter in the garage, like I was just mentioning, and it's just, it leaked. And Jason said he'd just send it back up. Sent it back up there. He tried to fix it. They stopped it, and then it started leaking again. And then the word on the street was, oh, they had a bad batch. You know, order another one. The thing that sucks about it is they absolutely will not back their products because they're the only game in town, and it's really frustrating that these people don't back their products. And I just had this changed out, and behold, after about 2 weeks, you can see it right there. There's a little drip, and the freaking damn thing is leaking again. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing this motor, do not do this. I think it's an L680E. I'll put it in the comments to make sure I'm actually saying that right. With a different adapter, and that's the route we're gonna go. I'm actually so sick of freaking having the same leak, and this goddamn company won't back up their products, and I give them an F. It's a freaking terrible design. I don't know what they're doing it's so bad that it won't seal. You know, Jason did it twice, and the guys up here that I had do it locally had to do this twice because the first time they put it on, it started leaking, and they had to take it back off and redo it. So I'm having that redone, and next year I'm gonna work with Jason to get this thing switched out. But that's one thing that friggin' absolutely makes me upset with the company. They don't back their stuff because they're only game in town. You're kind of stuck with it. So if you're gonna do a swap, do not get the 465LE. Get the, or sorry, 4L65E. Get the other transmission. That's a 6-speed with a different adapter. Again, yeah. So this is the MagaFlow coming off the motor. The 2 pipes, and as you can see, there's just, I mean, this is the frame, there's no rust on this thing. It's just clean. We've had it for a long time and we've always taken care of it. It's been in the it's stored in the garage. Here, unfortunately, we don't. I have a cover on it from California Covers. We can't get it in the garage because it's so high now, and we only have a 2-car garage now. So that's one issue we had. And then let me back out of here and talk to you about the other issue we had. So there's some electrical up in here. So that fuel pump runs through an electric connector right here. There's a yellow connector right in there that you can see down there. Maybe I can go in underneath here and show it a little bit easier. Sorry about the camera angles. Yeah, there's that yellow connector right there. That actually is going to the fuel pump. And I spoke with Jason. He said just to go ahead and replace it. I think it's not ideal. I'm either gonna remove that whole connector and just do it connector, or actually get rid of the connector and join the joints to power the fuel pump, and then have that not, you know, sometimes it'll start and it won't, and have to come back here and wiggle it. It's so annoying. I think the problem is there's electrical tape on here, and I think water, it's just in a really bad spot. I think there needs to be better protection on this because there's just water getting all over on this. And I think water got in this and probably corroded the connector. So that's just one thing, one gripe I have about that, but it's not a big deal. That's getting fixed here in the next week when I have time. And then what's the other thing? Oh, the other thing I was gonna tell you. Sorry about the angles there. Make sure that if you do have this done, remember, you're putting in a new motor, a new everything, new transmission, totally different system. The radiator's different. So what instantly happened when we got it back from Jason is we had the heater core go out, started leaking, and the AC condenser went out. So we had those replaced. So if you do this, just tell them, hey, Jason, it works now, but I don't think it's worth it to have you guys do all this work for me and not have it switched out. So have the damn thing switched out. Here we go. So gotta wait till the lights come on, and then it's good. Yep, so there it goes, starting all up. Got the radio here. It's on the dual battery. Power steering. And then it's got a Sony system in here. I just hit home. That's a Apple Play or Android, either or. Okay, so let's get out of here. And that's it. So nice and smooth. That's where the pressure is on the fuel pump. So it's -60. Oh, sorry, that's a 70. So everything's looking good. So I think that's where it's supposed to be. I don't remember. I think it's between 60 and 70, but everything's good. Oh, the other thing that I want to mention too is, while I'm here, is that this is new. This is a new power steering unit that came out of an FJ80. Jason had one and it was rebuilt, so the old one was leaking. So that's the other thing. If you're going to replace it, just replace it with the FJ80 power steering unit, and it goes in. We had to do a little bit of modifying down here, but everything's tough as nails down here. So yeah, it's well worth it to do that. Yeah, don't shortchange yourself when you're doing this. If you know something's gonna fail, just replace it. It's just worth it in the end. So the other thing that California doesn't like is they don't like snorkels. So I can't hook up a snorkel for this. I can't have a box. It won't pass smog. So it's kind of a I don't know, I guess it's a cooling effect with the snorkel just to bring in cool air, but I really don't like that because there's just dust coming in here if it's just dust. That's the other thing I don't like. So that's the one thing you can't have in California, but we're not moving anytime soon. But if we ever do it to a state that's a little bit more friendly to classic vehicles like this, I'd have it, a box put in there that's waterproof and they get all hooked up. So yeah, this is it. This is a 1988 FJ62 with an 80s series suspension on it, and a way better motor than the old motor. The old motor would probably go another 100,000 miles, but it's a tractor motor, and I just like to be able to get in the stand and drive it and have a good time and be able to go where I want to go. And it doesn't take me, you know, 5 hours to get somewhere where it'll take me, you know, 2.5 hours. You guys get what I'm talking about. Anybody that owns a FJ60 knows that the old motors are just dogs. So yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna cut off here and wanted to introduce do a walk around of this vehicle for you guys, just to show you what it is. And that's a car that we've had for a really long time, and no plans to sell it. And Jason did really a hell of a job on this. There's little hiccups here and there, but I mean, you're gonna have that. You're taking a brand new motor, transmission, transfer case, new suspension, and you're putting it into a system, and things are gonna fail, like the little things, like the heater core or the AC condenser. Just replace them. Don't waste your time. Like I said, it's well worth it to have that stuff done up front, and then you'll just get it, it'll be done. You'll have a nice vehicle. A couple of the upgrades that I'm going to be doing over the next while is that the headlights are terrible. It'd be nice to get LEDs. If I don't do those, I'm just going to put lights up here where Jason had them, and I'll run this up to the top there. And then working on some storage ideas for the rear there. So yeah, so I appreciate you guys, everybody watching. You know, I'm trying to do this channel on ham radio and my cars. You know, I have the Datsun 510, and then I have this Land Cruiser. This isn't something we just picked up. We've had this car forever. It is a love-hate relationship, but you know, you don't see these cars on the road very much anymore, and when somebody sees it, they see quality and what kind of work you put into it. It's just kind of rewarding that you actually, you know, kept it. And you know, it's been a couple times we've been close to selling it, and I'm just, you know, Susie and I always just said, you know what, we will regret it for the rest of our lives if we sell this car. All right, everyone, I just wanted to wrap up this video on the 1988 Toyota Land Cruiser. And if you have any questions about our rig here, just go ahead and leave them in the comments, and I'll answer anything you have to ask. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time.